I'm pointing out the threat and the danger of having the SNP in power. We've ruled out any cooperation with the SNP. You haven't.
Very smug and you're sounding very smug and complacent, Michael, when talking about Labour's prospects in this election.
Will you
if they're so poor, why did you refuse to debate Ed Miliband? Did Mr Cameron refuse to debate Ed Miliband? You're running away.
Hang on. Can you pin down, Andy, because you've made the assertion without pinning down your reasons, why you say the Tories are supporting the SNP, and you said the same, that the Tories are backing the SNP. In what way?
Because you've heard it from Michael tonight, talking up the prospects of the SNP, saying that Labour can't win. Well, I'm afraid that is a very complacent view to take.
It's not talking up the SNP, just say Labour can't win.
Yes, it is. I mean, Michael said it a few times that we would have to be...
How many opinion polls, Andy, show you winning a majority of seats in Scotland?
Well, David, he's a Scottish MP.
How many opinion polls, Danny, show you holding seats in Scotland?
What is it you complain about?
The truth is that Labour and the Liberal Democrats have said, don't worry, to the Conservatives and others, we know how to deal with the SNP. They have comprehensively failed to do so. That is why our United Kingdom is under threat. We've made it perfectly clear we're not going to do deals with the SNP. We're not going to break up our kingdom. Andy hasn't denied
that. Well, they're not going to deal with you. It's
easy to say, Michael, that is...
the SNP have said they won't touch you with a barge pole.
The feeling is mutual.
Well, there you are. There's no great decision from your part. What is it you're saying?
I mean,
what's the allegation?
I don't think you should put the SNP in charge of the United Kingdom any more than you put UKIP in charge of the European Union. It just doesn't stack up. But I think that the way that the Conservative Party are going out, putting out posters of Alex Salmond, buying him publicity that money couldn't buy himself, saying that people in Scotland should vote for the SNP, and the reason they're saying it is because
we are arguing against the SNP, something that you've failed to do successfully.
There is an unholy alliance, I think, going on between the Conservatives and the SNP, abetted by Labour's failure to take this issue seriously in terms of nationalism in Scotland, which is that they both want to talk each other up in order to support each other's electoral prospects. And I think it's pretty bad for this country that it's got to this stage. And to Yasmin's point about the SNP being a progressive party, when I look at in my own constituency in the Highlands, what's happening in the NHS, what's happening in terms of infrastructure investment.
They do not malign. No.
I don't want to leave Europe.
They do not malign.
I look at what's happening with the police, the centralisation of the police service in Scotland. It's absolutely appalling.
Hang on. I heard Nicola Sturgeon and the other women actually not falling for UKIP's populism, actually saying something decent about immigrants, actually not humiliating us.
Well, I heard Nick Clegg doing the same and challenging Nigel Farage on his appalling conduct.
The Scots do not want to leave Europe.
All right, Yasmin.
The Scots don't want to leave Europe.
Peter, and then I'm going to... Hold on, Peter, you speak next, and then I'm going to come back to you in the audience, because a lot of hands up, and I want to hear your views about this, not just the panels.
A simple test question for Michael Gove. In a seat in Scotland, which is marginal, between Labour and the SNP, who do you really hope will win?
I certainly don't want the SNP to win any seats. I would rather have...
You would rather Labour won that seat.
Let me answer the question. It's a tough question.
One or the other.
No. First of all, Peter, I would always urge people to vote Conservative in any seat, but I would rather our United Kingdom was preserved. And so for that reason, one of the reasons why I stood with the Labour Party and the Liberal Democrats in the campaign, better together, was because I believe that our United Kingdom is more important than any individual political party.
So, from the point of... Hold on.
Wasn't in any way an answer to the question.
From the point of view of the United Kingdom, you would therefore prefer, if there weren't an overall Tory majority, an overall Labour majority, so they could rule without having to deal in any way with the SNP.
I do not want the SNP.
What you're saying. Yeah.
Well,
this is almost like hatred, Michael. It's a legitimate party. Its popularity is going up, like every other party. Is it jealousy? What is it?
OK, let's go to...
No, it's a fundamental disagreement, yes.
All right, we'll go to members of our audience. A woman in the middle there, at the, a bit to the... Yes, you at the back. Second row from the back, yes.
Personally, I think it's a far more dangerous prospect for the Tories to be doing a deal with UKIP than it is for Labour to be doing a deal with the SNP.
And you think they might?
I think they might. To get a majority government.
Have the Tories ruled out doing any kind of arrangement with UKIP?
We've got absolutely no interest in being anything other than majority Conservative government.
Yeah, that's not the answer to the question.
I'm not interested in doing a deal with anyone.
Has it been ruled out officially? That's what he asked.
I don't believe that we've said that we wouldn't consider, for example, talking to, in the event of having a minority, other parties to support us, but we're not interested.
No, he's asked the pertinent question. Yes. Have you publicly ruled out any deal with UKIP? the 2 or 3 or 4 UKIP members.
We're listening, Michael.
That Peter Hitchens question was hard, but that's an easy one. You can answer that
You've got to be interested because he's asking you the question. You can't say you're not interested.
Michael,
we need to know.
I think you can take from that they are thinking about doing a deal with UKIP. That's the clear... That is what's happening.
Given that you are, as we know, an enthusiastic Blairite, would you rather a deal with Labour, a grand coalition of the German type, a grand coalition of the German type, rather than have a government dominated by the SNP?
I don't want to have any grand coalition or any coalition of any kind. I want a majority Conservative
government. I know you don't want one, but would you do one?
And that's what I'm concentrating on doing. And I think, in a way, one of the points that's been made by the speculation about post-election coalitions is that a majority government of whatever kind would provide a greater degree of stability than coalitions would, particularly the chaotic coalition that seems most likely if the SNP do well, which is the prospect of the SNP trying to prop up Ed Miliband and Ed Miliband
doing the speculation about the deal.
So what I would rather do, is make the argument for a Conservative government implementing the policies which over the last 5 years have seen us move forward from the economic mess that we inherited to economic success now.